My name is Aine Fitzgerald, and Aine's just Irish for Anne, plain old vanilla Aine. And so I'm Irish by birth, but I heard someone say this week I'm Texan by choice. um, and and I am proud to be an American citizen, and I'm proud to go out there in front of Planned Parenthood and exercise my First Amendment right to pray in public. So, going to say that. Thank you very much to John Pisciotta and all the members of Pro-Life Waco who have organized this event today, and they've even organized some super awesome weather. So, for those of you that I know, I'm very happy to see you all again in person after the lockdown. And it's just super nice to be together again. And then for people I don't know, or maybe I've talked to you by email or on the phone, come up and say hi to me afterwards. And I just want to say thank you to everybody here who has come out and prayed in a 40 Days for Life, whether it's here or somewhere else. Because like all of 40 Days for Life in Waco, it's totally volunteer-based. We do it for, as I heard somewhere else, we do it for fun and for free. And I know it's a lot of time, it's a lot of energy, and it's usually 100 degrees heat or pouring rain. That's how it rolls. So we're really here today for several reasons. There has been, like every other city in America, like many places in the world, there has been a devastating loss of life due to abortion. It just always to remember that. And in the 3 years since abortions recommenced in Waco, we've had many thousands more abortions. For those of you who are out there, you know that on an abortion week, that lady used to fly in from Massachusetts, and it was like up to 60 abortions a week. And only maybe 20% were coming from McLennan County. Was the abortion center for all of Central Texas. Thanks be to God, we've not had abortion since March 13th. Tomorrow is 6 months. 6 months. But we're here, we cannot rest in our laurels. It's a temporary cessation. We want to pray, we want to talk, we want to strategize about how to let's get Planned Parenthood ended and done in Waco. We don't need Planned Parenthood. Everything they do, you can get out there in the city for free with Healthy Texas Women's. Do you guys know that? There's nothing they do that you cannot get anywhere else except for abortion. Everything else is window dressing for them. So every time someone walks in that door, they're making them look good. You know, like the whole idea, you can go into a laundromat at the front, but if they're selling heroin at the back, you're supporting that laundromat. It's the same thing here. So how does 40 days fit into that? We have a singular goal, extremely focused. We are here to pray to end abortion, simple, effective, but we are peaceful, we are prayerful, we are loving, and we are law-abiding. And goodness knows we need some law-abiding in the country at this stage. So I was so impressed by a lot of the speakers at a recent event, shall we say, and I was like, dang, they wrote their speeches out and learned them off beforehand. It was impressive. So we stand outside and we pray publicly. People will say to me, oh, I want to pray from home. And I'm like, that's great. Pray from home, pray in your churches. But we've been doing that like 50 years. Let's do something different and pray out in public. And we pray outside the local Planned Parenthood, and we bring a light to the injustice that's going on down the street. It's not in DC, it's not in Austin, it is down the street in every town in this country basically has had an abortion facility at some stage. So we have to acknowledge what's going on locally. What I love about 40 Days for Life is it was just an idea from some college students. Sorry, it was at A&M, but but it was in Texas. And it was in College Station in 2004. If any of you seen Unplanned, yes, it's the story of Abby Johnson, but it's really the story of 40 Days. Just a bunch of college kids and people fresh out of college who were like, okay, God, what do we do differently? We need something different here. And what came to them was pray for 40 days. It's biblically based. Very much a volunteer organization. Starts in '04. By '08, it's gone international. I started to volunteer with them in 2008. I want to tell you, I was a very reluctant volunteer initially. So I know what it's like when I come up and ask you to pray outside a facility. You're like, thanks for that. That sounds awesome, you know. But I did, and it was awesome. I went at 10 o'clock in downtown Houston, 10 o'clock at night, because I didn't want anyone I knew to see me. And but I stayed, and then I came back. And then I prayed in pretty much every campaign since. And what I noticed about abortion facilities is 10, 15 years ago, they were in the poor areas. They were in the non-white areas. They were in the African American areas in Houston. We know where they were here. They were right by Kate Ross. And then in San Antonio, they were down in the barrio. So that's what they do. Like when we talk about racial injustice, that's a racial injustice because they position them so that people could walk there. So they were going to make it easy for non-white people and poor people of any color to go and get an abortion. So up to now, we have 40 days for life in all 5 inhabited continents, over 1 million participants, and we've never had an arrest. It's very peaceful, it's very prayerful. And it's effective. We've had over 100 abortion facilities close after a 40 Days for Life campaign. So that's pretty awesome. And we want Waco to be on that list. I went to College Station and I got this poster, which I need to bring out, but it's going to be the right time sometime. And on the poster, it says your number, what number you are, that you're closed. So I think there's 111 ahead of us. But let's get her done, okay? So, yeah. John's gonna watch me on time, I hope. So we just want to say that we know when abortion facilities close, it's not just because of 40 Days for Life. It's all the other pro-life groups. It is the politicians. It's the lawyers who went to court and fought for us at the New Orleans court 4 times this spring so that we would not have abortions in Texas. Texas was the only state where the non-essential part of abortion was upheld. And that's how we got abortion to end in Waco. But I'll tell you, the other reason why we don't have abortion in Waco is because the abortion doctor, this is what we hear, we don't know if it's fully true, she got more money somewhere else. Straight from this. But we'll take it. We'll take it whatever way it happens, but we need to get it done and closed. So why are we out there? We do want to change hearts and minds. We do want to change the law. We want to change all the funding that goes from our government to Planned Parenthood. Those are the changes we need to see. But change does not come merely from human endeavor. But when we pray publicly, what we're saying is we need God to be part of that change. That's the only change that's long-lasting and effective. We are not in a human battle. We are in a spiritual battle. When you pray at that fence, you are up against an evil. We do not go into Planned Parenthood property, not just because we're law-abiding, but I don't want to. We'll go in there when they're gone. That's when we'll go in. But there's an evil up against that fence that when you're standing there, you get to stand right in the face of that evil and pray against it. So the other thing that when you come to Planned Parenthood with 40 Days for Life, we just want you to pray. And you can hold a sign if you want. We don't even care about that. But just pray. But please don't ever interact with clients or people going into Planned Parenthood because we have specially trained people to do that. And they're called sidewalk counselors. And we have here Miss Alice Daniszewski, who has sidewalk counseled for 30 years, all over America. So I want to say big shout out to Elle for taking over sidewalk counseling. It got so big that we needed to get some extra leadership in there. But what Elle has shown is the magic pill. It's blessing bags. If you haven't heard about blessing bags, your life has been lacking. But this is how we want to get Planned Parenthood closed and gone for good. This is how we get the women to talk to us, to stop. We give them a choice. It's like, do you want a blue bear or a brown bear or a red bear? I don't know. Whatever you need to say to get those girls to stop. So if you want to be a sidewalk counselor, we are still out there. We sidewalk counsel in Waco still because it's still an abortion referral center. I went to Austin just yesterday and I went to pray at Whole Woman's Health, which is the abortion facility in North Austin by the Domain. I mean, it is fancy. And they're seeing girls from Waco there. Heather and Katrina told me yesterday that our Waco girls are still getting pregnant here. They're just going to Austin. So we need to get Waco Planned Parenthood closed here as an abortion referral facility, and then we need to do whatever we can to help other cities. So I also want to make a special shout out today. She's probably embarrassed. Anne Coles, would you stand? So Anne is from Waco. She has moved to Tyler. Yay! And then 2 weeks ago agreed to lead 40 Days for Life in Tyler in Texas. So Anne's like, pray for it. They have a spring campaign, but they didn't have a fall. But we know we need a fall we knew we needed a fall campaign 6 months ago because we knew it was election time. Man, we knew. So we need a fall campaign in this country for the election. We've got to be out there showing people how to make change happen, but peacefully, prayerfully, and always honoring the law. And thank God for police, Maybe y'all are, I've lived in a lot of places in the world. I'm Texan and American by choice because I've seen what the rest of the world looks like. Not what Hollywood says it looks like, but what it really is like, and that's why I choose to be here. So let's remember that this fall we need to be out there. We need to be out there in 40 Days for Life. Globally, everyone's suffering from COVID. We're actually doing better than most places because this country is organized and we actually have awesome health care. So, but over the world, they have more sign-ups than ever before. People are tired of being in their houses. They want to be outside, in public, safe. We're going to socially distance. I have beaucoup hand sanitizer. So I tutor kids. I always had a lot. Now I have buckets of the stuff, okay? So we're going to be out there with the rest of the world. I think it's 580. They've opened up applications again because there was so many coming in. So we're going to be out there with the rest of the world internationally praying. We're going to be out there with the rest of the country because we need prayer in the run-up to this election. And I would just like to say to you, we do not tell you who to vote for, but we will tell you, get out there and vote. October 5th is the last day to be registered. If you're a student, you need to be registered where you're living. If you need to get registered, talk to me. Is there anyone else here who can do voter registration today? Come and talk to me. We'll get you registered. October 13th, I think, is early voting. And I want to tell you all, there's two changes that happened. We'll wrap up. Two changes that happen. When you go to vote in the voting booth this fall, there is no more straight ticket voting. I don't know if you know that. You're going to have to tediously go down and check every single thing. Second thing that happened is presidential elections are in the middle. All the school board stuff and all that's right at the top. They want to wear you out by the time you get to the middle. That's how the machines are designed this fall. So go ahead and get organized to get out there. The second thing I would like you all to do, obviously, is to sign up to pray in 40 days. Miss Jennifer is here with sign-up sheets. If you've prayed before and you haven't signed up yet this year, please come and sign up. There's no point waking up in December. This is the time to come out. Y'all can take a break in the spring. I don't care. But this fall campaign, we need people to sign up to be with other people internationally, to be with the country. And we need to be signed up in Waco because we have 6 months no abortion. Let's finish strong. Do you remember Tim Tebow last year? Let's finish strong. Don't leave anything, leave it all in the field. Get out there, get praying, do anything you can to get Planned Parenthood closed and gone in Waco. It's been too long. And then after that, let's go and help other cities too.